Hey, Gary Cruz with AmazeStudios.com here, and I'm at a 8th grade commencement ceremony, and I've got two Canon CR-N500 PTZ cameras connected to an ATEM controlled by a Scarhoy controller, so I can control not only the ATEM but also the controls on the PTZ, and I have saved presets here so I can have one camera look like multiple cameras. So I can switch between cameras here and then switch between zooms, right? And then the star of the show is the ATEM switcher. It's the ATEM Mini Extreme. I've got audio coming in from the audio guy for the mixer, and that's coming in via XLR directly into my Mix Pre 3, and that's coming into the audio here on the ATEM Mini. I also have audio from a DJI Rode mic as ambient audio, and I have the microphones over by the musicians to also pick up the music. And then I have that all going into my capture card here and using eCamm Live as my streamer. And here I've got NDI video that is also taking NDI wirelessly from the OBSBOT Tail Air camera. So I've got two set up for today. Tomorrow I'll probably set up 3. And this will get me closer to the musicians, and I have multiple angles there. So for example, if I go to the console here and I go to preset 1, it'll switch over to the camera. Go to preset 2, it'll switch over to the audience. So I've got that all set up, and I can use keyboard shortcuts here to switch between the cameras, between the main camera and then between the NDI cameras of the OBSBOT Tail Air. Now, let's go and that's all connected through my Wi-Fi 6 barrel router, and I got the power over Ethernet Netgear here that's powering the cameras, my PTZ cameras. And I have, even though I can do NDI over Ethernet with the PTZ cameras, I'm also getting them over fiber optic HDMI cables into the ATEM. So that's all going to the 2 cameras over on the end. Got one over there. Okay, so we got 2 cameras. One over there in front of that tree, and one over there in front of that tree. And the benefit here is that we don't have 2 cameramen or camera people that'll be covering the audience. Since the tree is already in the way, we'll just utilize the tree as coverage. And then the NDI cameras are over here. Here's one, the Tail Air. I've taped that down over here. Just got a little mini tripod by Ulanzi. It's lightweight, so it'll sway in the wind a little bit. You can see that moving. Not too bad if I'm all just using that for kind of B-roll. These are just extra, just to toy around with. I couldn't find the camera stand that had the built-in battery, so instead I'm just using my V-mount battery with USB 3 out, and I have that going into the USB in to power the camera. These should last about 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours. The event itself is just 1 hour and 30 minutes, so it should be okay. If that runs out, that's fine. I'll just continue to use this to get the piano and the musicians from this view, because I don't have the coverage from those 2 cameras. And I've got a microphone right up here, and then the backup mic right over here that's pointing over to the podium, but also should be close enough to get the audio from this speaker. So just in case the connection goes bad between XLR as a clean feed, I wanted to make sure I got backup audio, because you should always be able to rely on your own equipment. All right, so that really covers the setup for Mark Day School commencement ceremony, for 8th grade ceremony for graduation here at the school, Mark Day School. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. If you liked what you saw, definitely like and subscribe on the way out. Thanks for watching.
Cameron, say that.
Have you ever had writer's block? 4 years ago, in this science classroom, I did. I sat down at my small, lightweight desk with a little orange chair. I opened my bulky iPad and logged into it for the very first time. The project was to take a story where I was a superhero. However, without a template, anxiety took over looking at the blank document. It was as if the blank doc sucked the knowledge right out of my body. I sat there for the whole period and did not take a word. I sat there through my classmates getting up and leaving for recess. Then, at the start of recess, Miss Young came over to me and told me one piece of advice that has stuck with me throughout my whole career at marketing. Just start writing anything. At first, I didn't understand why I would just write anything. I didn't appreciate the advice. However, ideas started to come to me that ended up being
Class, please be seated. Woo! All right, well done. Good morning. Parents and guardians, relatives and friends, I welcome you to the graduation of the class of 2024. Thank you for joining us in sending our graduates off to young adulthood.
We are so proud of the amazing representation of this school that you have all become. How you've learned to think critically and advocate for yourselves. How you've embraced challenge with courage and joy. How you've recognized different perspectives and begun to understand your global responsibility.
Ariel Zhang will now perform a prelude by Prokofiev. Ariel.
She wanted us to visualize the importance of balance in our lives and have an empathetic outlook during our time at Mark Day School. Since 6th grade, I've sat in Miss Kirk's English class and I've looked at a quote on her podium and replayed it over and over again in my head. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. This quote resonates with who I am.
Everything is alright now, 'cause the sky is finally opened. The rain and wind stopped blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. Let go of your umbrella. Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Yeah, there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. It'll all be alright.
Class, please stand.